Hi, it's Tony Joe from Remax Camosun here in Victoria, British Columbia. It's July the 3rd now, 2012, and we're here for our weekly sales stats update for Victoria Real Estate. We're actually going to do a recap of June 2012 because it is Tuesday after all. We just finished a long weekend, so there's not much to report as far as sales for the beginning of July. But first, what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce our newest team member. His name is Tim Wang. Tim is right here. Tim is also going to be providing our weekly sales updates in Mandarin-Chinese. So this is something, if you have any friends or relatives who would like to have the updates, be sure to plug into our YouTube channel for our weekly updates from Tim. Anyways, for the month of June 2012, we ended up with 637 sales. So I was wrong, because for the past 2 weeks, based on the traffic and based on the activity, I was assuming and feeling that our sales numbers wouldn't exceed last year's 618. There was, in fact, a little push at the end. Actually, for us, a number of our sales happened in the past week because there were people who were trying to meet the deadline of July the 9th to make sure that they could qualify using an amortization period of 30 years instead of 25 years. As you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, the Bank of Canada changed the rules, and it really did cause a little uptake in sales for the last little bit of June 2012. There were 1,449 new listings for the month, whereas 2011 ended up with 1,465, so the pace was about the same as far as inventory is concerned. And we finished up with 5,189 listings, which was, again, just a little bit higher than the 5,050 listings in 2011. So now, where are we? Because this is halfway through the year. We're halfway through 2012. We're at 3,321 sales. 3,321 sales. Just to give you an example or comparison for last year, 2011 ended up, this point in time, at 3,213 sales. So we're up 3.3%. Up 3.3%. Most would say that's pretty good. I mean, sales obviously are happening, but I just want to give you a little comparison. In 2007, which is a very high period, the first 6 months of the year had 5,714 sales. 5,714. So, you could look at that and say, oh my goodness, we are down quite a bit from 2007, and while that is true, that doesn't tell the whole picture, because I could also tell you about the year 2000. The year 2000, same time period, we were at 2,677 sales, 2,677. So in the grand scheme of things, our sales numbers are pretty well smack dab in the middle between a high and a low period. Bottom line is, people are still buying real estate. Things are good for people in our industry and in the economy in general. Now, as far as average sale prices are concerned, so far our average single-family home our average price for single-family home is $606,900. $606,900. This compares to what finished up in 2011 at $613,839. So we're down right now, just a little bit as far as prices are concerned, about 1.13%. It's not a huge number, but there's no question prices have not gone up. The other side, though, is that prices haven't dropped either, too. And it's so funny, because we had a young fella who a little while ago, actually last week when we met with him, felt that prices would be going down 15% this year. And it's funny, Tim and I just reviewed the numbers. When we look all the way back to 1988, there's only been 5 years where the average prices went down. And the range of decreases was from 0.51% to a high of 5.47%. That's as much as properties have ever gone down in a particular year. So what are the chances of a 15% drop? I think it's pretty slim, considering we did have an economic crash just around that 2009 mark. Anyways, that is my report for the week. It's a long one. Look forward to seeing you guys this time next week, and look out for Tim's report in Mandarin-Chinese.